All right, so in keeping with some of the last videos I've been doing, where we go and play Call of the Wild and try to focus on things that maybe really drew me to the game in the first place and really kind of solidified my enjoyment of it, we're going to continue that today with the first map which released after I started playing the game, that being New England Mountains. Now, I know that this map is not a lot of people's favorite. I've seen it at the bottom of more rankings than I can count. But it's got a soft spot in my heart, and honestly, nothing's ever going to replace it for me. As is the norm for most New England Mountains gameplay, we are on a single-player server of my own, as most people tend to not really play this map. But today I have a bit of what I would consider a modern weapons loadout. Figured it would work for New England since hunting's kind of big there. So I brought with me the Sarugi, the Quist Reaper, the Zagan Varminter, the Devani 10mm, and the Strandberg 10 gauge. And I hope that will give me at least a wider capacity to take down a few things. I have a tracker dog and a pointer dog with us. So today we're going to try our best to maybe hunt some coyote, raccoon, maybe even get our eyes on a few green-winged teals since they were first introduced on this map, and hopefully find something good. And immediately, just about 2 minutes after me talking last, our dog has a scent. All right, so he is sneaking now. He keeps turning around to wait for us, but he's after something that's class 2 to 6, I believe, or class 2 to 5. And it is a red fox. Okay. Let's just hit her with 250. We had a common raccoon nearby as well, but he did a good job of finding her for us. Attaboy. This place is chock full of animals. You just gotta know where to look. And here's our fox. Not a big one. We actually used the Sarugi on it. Oops. So she went down for sure. But she would have been a silver, so not too worried about it. How about we go after something I can actually use the Sarugi on? Alright, so we have eyes on a moose. But I don't think it's the one that was calling after us. Unless that is. Ooh, yes it is. That's a big one. Estimate goes clear up to 278. He's resting calm. So, but if we go ahead and stand up and plink a shot into his lungs real quick, just like this, he should be going down. So we've got a couple things here. We're coming up on a lake. So we've got green-winged teal, but also moose right in front of us. I've got a bunch of maps open on my second monitor right now to kind of keep track of where creatures are, because this map is very much like Scotland, actually. It has specific territories where you can find animals. But, unlike Scotland, those territories are not denoted by an easy geographic marker, which is why I think a lot of people don't like the map. Also, the massive river systems. Let's finally get a good shot into this guy. Once he lifts his head back up and actually gives us one. And we just smoke him. That's a good shot. Okie dokie, here we are coming up on our moose. I just love this map so much. I mean, look at this. You get a good shooting lane right where the zone is. This map has its benefits. Just doesn't really outweigh the negatives sometimes. Anyway, here is our big level 4 moose. He ended up being a gold at 236. He's a good looking moose to start the day though, tell you what. Just to be sure, I do have the Varminter out, not the Sarugi. They look very alike in their icons, so that's what really tripped me up. But there are no class 5s animals on this map, which means 2 to 4 covers every animal he can track using that size range. So I'm pretty sure I got an idea of what he's going after, because we've got a bunch of white-tailed deer up on this hill. I don't want him to actually spook them. We're close enough. I'm going to pull a 10mm out and see if I can't maybe even get a couple. Because they're right up there. They're actually much closer than I thought they were. We're going to see if that does anything. Unless he freezes. Because that could be good too. Yeah, he'll go down. Are they just frozen up here? Hang on. We gotta check. New England being New England? Yes, it is. Alright, well. Chronic wasting disease is no joke, folks. We're just gonna humanely, there we go. Humanely take these bucks down because the does seem to be okay. We got him with a lung shot to start, which I figured. But yeah, just a little silver. Then our second guy, as more of them run around us. Oh boy. They are everywhere. Hi, girly. Don't take me down, I gotta reload. Here's that second buck. Not as kind to him, but he was a little bit smaller and you could see it in his eyes. I mean, look at him. So we do have some mallards out here, as well as some teal interspersed. There's a couple piebalds in there. Those are not rare for mallards. They're one of the few animals in the game that those aren't rare, which is kind of sad. They're really cool looking. But if we get close enough, I might be able to take a really nice shot with the 10 gauge and actually get a few of these guys. I stand up to get a bit of better angle, and I just start doing that. We got quite a few things with that. Might not get any more, but I'm interested to see exactly how many we got, because this pressure tells me we got quite a few. We also already have more of them coming in. 370 feet, 456. That is not a bad teal. We don't have a weapon I can take him with. So let's just see what we got all here, and then I'll go see what I can do about him. All right. Mallard. Teal. Teal, which we can check what diamond is. Diamond's 480, so I could just take him if I want. Teal. Mallard. Mission and teal. Mallard. Mallard. Got two more. Teal. And looks like our final one is a mallard. Not a bad mallard either. That teal, I think that's a rare teal. Hang on. Pause. We gotta get closer on that. I don't know. He's there. He's there. He's there. There he is. That's something. That's a piebald or a leucistic or a hybrid. Not sure. You can see his body feathers are a little bit different, but his head is white. Oh, I'm so glad I stopped, because I was going to just shoot wherever that 2 went. I was just going to shoot that guy. He's attentive. We got to kind of hurry. There's a chance I won't hit him, but we got to try. Okay. I hit him. For sure I hit him. That one also looks weird. Can we hit her? No. That's crazy. That makes 2 huge trophy ducks in a row. If this is a rare, I'm going to have to look it up. I don't remember the rares for green-winged teal. All I remember with them is that people were kind of salty about them being introduced as the only new species on this map. So really, that's all I have to go off of. Genuinely curious. If it's a leucistic, it's clearly a rare. But if it's piebald, I got to do some double checking. Let's look at him. So he is definitely different. Look at that. Yeah, that's piebald for sure. Oh yeah. He is a silver. He had no basically no chance at gold, but he is a piebald. Let me tax him, and then I'm gonna double check real quick. I did the double checking. I have my books, my knowledge over on my other screen. This is one of the piebald variations, and it is a rare. The Widgeon have 3 different piebalds, and then albino, which is very rare. But they don't have uncommons, or a common fur that's a piebald. So this is, in fact, a rare. That is fantastic. She should be closer than he is, and she is. That should have got her. I don't think it did. Oops. Alright, well, she's going to do a bit of running. We can catch up, though. Yeah, there she is. Yeah, we got her. She got a little bit turned around, but here she is. So this is a 1 to 2 estimate. It is a gold. She is a gold. 186. Ooh. She's actually very large. I'm not super familiar with the cottontail rabbits. I barely ever hunt them because they're on New England and Mississippi. There's not a lot of places to hunt them that people actually like. But you can see, that's a pretty big one. I'm kind of happy with that. But she is real small. And she was just about to warning call at us too. That was a bear call. This is just a little gray. Double lung heart shot with the 22-250. So, pretty good. But I'm going to change times, head up to the north of the map, and see if I can't find a few better gray fox. Okie dokie, so it is the evening out here on New England mountains. And right now what I've done is gone ahead and made it gray fox drink time. So we are going to basically just run the river all the way up, because gray fox drink in this area. But we're going to run the river and see what I can find. Okay, I just saw this. There's a level 1 fox out here. Okay, we're going to get the Reaper out. Because if I can get him to slow down, or even just roll him, honestly, if I can just do that. Perfect. Okay, he's down. We're coming up on our level 1 here. I'm not sure I actually got him proper. We didn't. But he was a bronze. That's a Hall of Shamer. I will take that. A level 1 red fox? That's crazy. And I dare say I just found what I was looking for. We've got an 8 mythical male gray fox out here that I am definitely going to go after. We've also got a... what was it, a 6? It was a 5. There's a 5 female with him too. Now I'm pretty sure, unlike red fox, they do drink alone, so him getting taken will probably just end up with a respawn. Hopefully. So we have a pretty clear shot here. Turn my light off. Get ready here. That 5 is going to go alarmed, but if I can... might be able to thread the needle in this shot and get her down. She'll go down, but wasn't able to get a follow-up. That's okay. Alright, so we're coming up on our mythical, and then our 5 is right there, but here's that male. He was a gold. 598. Not bad. We're back in the lodge. We weren't, unfortunately, able to find any better red fox than that mythical, but I wanted to show this piebald off in the lodge because he looks so good. And we also put up our max weight, max score widgeon, along with our other diamond widgeon that we got off of Tornasheen, and our troll over here in the corner. We've also gone ahead and put that tiny, tiny red fox and tiny, tiny gray fox next to each other. I think it looks pretty good. And we've got our albino mountain hare with woolly hair that I threw up there, just to kind of balance things out for this wall. Now, it is a bit of a departure from my original design, but I feel like having everything centralized like this, especially with this multi-mount, these bison, the geese we have in here, everything that way is going to turn out a lot better for us in the long run. So that's all. That'll hopefully be good. And that is going to be it for this episode, you guys. Thank you all so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed. If you did, subscribe down below, leave a comment, drop some likes. It all helps the channel out, you know. As always, eat food, drink water, get some rest, and I will see you on the next hunt.